It's hard to believe that you can get this good of a PC gaming experience at such a low price point, and I absolutely nailed it with these peripheral choices. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome to Zach's Tech Turf. Today I'm going to be showing you how easy it is to get a full PC gaming setup up and running if you have a total budget of around $650 or so, and this PC here can crank out some seriously high FPS in gaming as well. Before we get into all of this though, a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by ASRock and specifically their new Z490 Extreme 4 motherboard. The Extreme 4 is not just the model ASRock sent me, but it's the one that I hand selected because I've purchased and used Extreme 4 motherboards in the past and I certainly trust them. This new Z490 model packs a punch, supporting not only Intel's newest 10th gen processors, the Extreme 4 also contains a blazing fast PCIe 4.0 M.2 socket, DDR4 RAM up to 4266 MHz, a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port, 2 PCIe 3.0 X-Teen slots for AMD's Crossfire X, Polychrome Sync RGB, and even a heat dissipating PCB technology. Links to the ASRock Z490 Extreme 4 and all their other baller products are linked down in the description. Alright, so we'll definitely be talking about this $400 custom used gaming PC in just a minute. It's rocking some serious price to performance, which is perfect for a full setup guide like this. But first, I want to remind you that you can catch all of my live PC builds over on twitch.tv/ZachsTechTurf, and also be sure to hit the subscribe button and notification bell here on YouTube. Starting with these peripherals that I've been super excited about, this keyboard is the TechWare Phantom L low profile, which is rocking Automa red switches. There's also options for blues and browns, and this is one of my favorite keyboards that I've checked out in like the last year or so. I'm absolutely in love with the low profile switches and the short actuations because I just feel so fast and accurate when typing and gaming on this thing. I'm seriously thinking about replacing my main keyboard with this one, which is crazy because this one is like 1/3 of the price. It's also rocking some serious RGB customizations that you can quickly change right on the board itself. There's a detachable USB-C cable if you want to customize it a bit, and speaking of which, the switches themselves are actually modular as well. Moving over to the mouse, we have another one that I'm pretty excited about. This is the Logitech G203 LightSync, which is a newer and upgraded model than the one that a lot of people were using in the past. There's also a white version if you're trying to put together an all-white setup like I did in this video a few weeks ago. At just $36, this is rocking an 8000 dpi sensor with 6 buttons, super bright RGBs that can be controlled from the Logitech G Hub software, and it also has a heavier but premium feel to it, which I kind of like. Coming from all these honeycomb shaped mice, I was actually vibing with it a lot, as you can see here.
I'm about to dominate with this mouse. I can feel it coming, man. Sit down. You too. Hello. Headshot. Hello, sir. Don't come in here. You're dead. You're dead 2. You're dead 3. Double kill, man. I love this mouse. Hello, camper. Goodbye.
I definitely felt super accurate with this mouse despite its budget price tag, but you also need to ensure that you have a quality mousepad underneath it as well. This here is the GameXL RGB mousepad, which I actually used in a previous $500 full setup guide, which I'll have linked down in the description, along with all of the parts that I'm talking about today. For just $18, you honestly might as well buy something like this because not only can it tie the color scheme of your budget setup together, but it's also only a few extra bucks than most of the all-black mousepads at this size. It's powered by a micro USB cable, and you can control the RGBs with very limited options pressing the button up here, and there's even a USB Type A port for charging or plugging in something else. Next up is the headset, and this is the Razer Black Shark V2X, which is definitely brand new. I think it launched like 2 weeks ago, and now that I'm doing all of these full gaming setup guides, I knew that I had to scoop this one up for you guys. This launched alongside the Black Shark V2 non-X version. The X version is the much cheaper one, which we have today, coming in at $60. This thing is already getting some seriously high reviews around the internet, and the audio quality is 100% definitely there, but I felt like it was a bit uncomfortable because the clamping pressure was a bit tight in my opinion. This could indeed change over time as they get more broken in, so I'm not too worried about it, but the clamping and adjusting system are pretty unique as they are replicating these ear protection or ear defenders that you've probably seen before. This creates a super tight suction around your ears so you really can't hear anything else, and this is great for gaming because it allows you to focus in and really hear where those light footsteps are coming from in competitive shooters. The Razer Black Shark V2X is rocking 7.1 surround sound with 50mm drivers, and here's what the microphone is sounding like for those of you interested in that.
The microphone actually sounds way better than I thought it would, but You don't need microphones to get headshots, man. I got that all day. Oh, see? There's another one. Oh, hello, sir. Where are you going? Come back here. Nope. You're dead. I hear you coming. And now you're dead. Another one? You're dead too. I'll revenge you. See? I got you, man. Seriously, this microphone does sound great. But my shooting's even better. See? It's just kill after kill after kill. I think we got one around the corner, right? Oh, right there. There's one. Can we get another one here? Yep. There we go.
And finally, we get to the last peripheral, which is the monitor. Here I decided to switch things up and I went with this Scepter E225W, which is a 22-inch 1080p 75Hz panel and only costs around $85 brand new off Amazon. To be honest, I went with this one because I've been using that Acer SB220Q for so long now. That one is still my #1 pick, but since it's been out of stock so much, this is a great alternative. This is definitely a budget monitor choice. As you can tell, the entire body is made of plastic and these bezels are a little bit bigger than what I personally like, but just like always, I definitely prefer the 75Hz panel over a 60Hz panel because you can really see that difference in gaming in my opinion. I do want to mention that in the description of this video, I'll have links for at least one alternative to all of these peripherals that I personally recommend if you can't find one of these in stock. And with the peripherals wrapped up, we gotta talk about this $400 used PC. This is rocking a different combination of parts than what I've typically done, as the CPU is an i5-7500, still really great for gaming here in late 2020. There's also 16GB of DDR4 RAM and an 8GB MSI R9 390. These parts may seem old as there's some newer options available if you can get something like a Ryzen 3 3100 in stock and then pair that with an A320 motherboard, but this used PC can handle some serious FPS in 2020 gaming. For some quick benchmarks, in Fortnite 1080p Pro settings it got 163 FPS, CSGO in 1080p Low got 178 FPS, Call of Duty Warzone in 1080p Medium got 81, and Valorant in 1080p Medium settings got 184 FPS. Be sure to check out my full dedicated video on this build as I go into the specs in way more detail and provide a ton of more benchmarks if you want to see that. So here's what the final parts list is looking like. I think this is a really good balance of the budget, as we spent $400 on the PC itself and then $250 for everything else, and this would really provide an amazing PC gaming experience at a pretty reasonable price. Another amazing PC gaming and PC building experience is our ZTT Discord server. We have a channel dedicated to build guides from both me and the community, and there's also a ZTT Deals channel to help save you some money. Be sure to let me know down below what you thought of this setup guide and what you would do to personally change it, and just like always, I hope you enjoyed this video.